Well, welcome to a special edition of Mr. Trenbo. I got a really cool new project that I've been kind of working on for almost a year now. And if you can kind of see in behind me here, I'm visiting my in-laws in Arizona. And when I was visiting them, I happened to find a couple Jewels parked across the street. So let me show you what we got here. It is awesome. Look at these two beauties. Can you believe it? I can believe it because it's Arizona. First off, we have a 1964 Pontiac Lemans. Beautiful car. Rust-free. Got some ugly saw blade mag wheels, but that's very minor. And then here I have and I can't even tell you exactly what year it is. Mid-70s, late 70s. Sorry, I had to wait for the trash truck to go by. Anyway, Cadillac Eldorado convertible. Both these cars are just in immaculate condition. I believe they've both been repainted, from what I can tell. But they're definitely some amazing projects. So the story is on this car that the previous owner, the young man that owned it, has passed away about 11 years ago, so it has not moved since. It was parked here along with the Cadillac, and they have not moved in, like I said, about 11 years. The tags are up to date though, because the owner's mother did keep the tags up to date. It is parked in kind of a close proximity to everything, but I was able to get the door open by crawling in from the drinker's side over here to the captain's side. So let me show you what the interior looks like. Like I said, this is a Le Mans, so it has bucket seats. It is an automatic car with a center console. Someone's changed out, put an aftermarket steering wheel in it, but the interior is extremely dusty. And here comes the garbage truck for the third time. The body is straight and it looks like it was repainted. As you can see, it's got almost a light metallic flake through the dust. Obviously the cats have walked all over it. The tires are extremely old. Oh, I forgot to look at the mileage. It has 22,000, probably 122,000 would be my guess. You know what? I'm thinking the seat was recovered because it's puffier than the passenger seat. Yeah. See the difference in height there? And yeah, there's some significant wear on the pedals, so probably 122,000 miles. The window has been cracked down about 3/4 of an inch since I found it. Let's pop the hood and take a look at the power plant. Okay, hopefully the garbage truck is far enough away now. It's not airplanes and emergency vehicles, it's a stinking garbage truck. Alright, let's see if we can get this hood open. Ooh. Now I was told originally that this was an inline 6 car. I was hoping it would be the overhead cam 6, but it's not. It's 215. Looks like a 1-barrel carburetor, but it does have power brakes and power steering. The wires look very nice and new. Let's check the oil. Yeah, oil looks clean and a little over full. Yeah, smells like oil. All right. Transmission fluid. Oh, it has some. That's a good thing. Okay, let's see what else. Coolant. And oh, she's full. Look at that. Nice green fluid. Cool. This might be, well, I'm not going to jinx myself, so definitely looks like promising. Looks like I had a carburetor fire at one time because it definitely got hot and peeled the paint. But they did the performance flip on the lid. There we go. Yep. Nice little one barrel. Power steering fluid. Hey, it's got a good amount of fluid in there. And we have a battery. Not sure how old it is. The battery is disconnected. So let's see if this battery has any kind of charge on it. Okay, let me check underneath. It is an Arizona car, but the rockers and the frame rails look absolutely flawless. There's a nice patch on the exhaust. The floors are just as solid as can be. Wow, look at that. Is that a dent? It's hard to tell from my angle. Yeah, looks really nice. Doesn't even look like there's any puddles under it. So I think fluids are in the car that are supposed to be in there. I don't know if I like the blue accents. The blue pinstripe's kind of cool, but I don't know, those vents probably got to change a little bit. I don't know if the windows go down. Oh yeah, like butter. Cloud of dust. Okay. Nice if somebody leaves tools in the car, because that's exactly what we need right there. Look where the sun like baked the test leads to the housing. Let's see. Wow. Can't believe this thing actually works. There we go. Okay, negative. Nope. I can't do this one-handed, you know that. I'm gonna set you all down. Maybe? What do we got here? Of course I know you're backwards. Calm down. We have absolutely nothing. Heck, there's probably no water in this battery at all. She is flat dead. Okay, well, that's as high as the window goes. So we're gonna have to address that problem. Let's see if the motor will actually turn over here. Maybe. I'm gonna put you all someplace where you can kind of see. Let's see. Let me turn you around. Okay, now y'all can see the fan belt. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah. Yep. Yep, motor turns. Okay, left and right. Cool. That's a plus. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? I think this thing might actually run. Just noticed down there, it says Pontiac and GM, the side of the block. That's cool. I don't know if any of y'all know if this thing is a, what the difference is between a Pontiac 215 and a Chevrolet 215. If there's any kind of performance difference between the Pontiac and the Chevrolet 215, go ahead and put it down there in the comments and let me know, because I'd be interested to find out. Okay, well, I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a little trip into town, go get the battery, see if it'll charge up, and then get some stuff to put in the cylinders to just save those rings. I'll pop all the spark plugs out and take a look at each one, and then put a little fluid down the cylinders to make sure that they're good. All right, road trip time. All right. Okay, let go. Come on. Well, battery tray's nice. A little bit of scaly rust on top, but it's solid. Looks like it had good drainage. Well, the tires on the other side are completely flat. These ones are pretty bald. Looks like they'd hold air. However, I don't think that that is a good sign. I think she's got a little bit of a bubble. So that would probably blow out as soon as it tries to roll over. Oh yay, because somebody was going to steal these rims. Get to fight with that now. Oh well, at least that one's holding air. There it is. The mud is just completely caked on this thing. Well, the lock mechanism is popped out of the trunk lid, so a little help from a flathead screwdriver, I was able to get it to pop open. So let's see what's inside. Wow, surprisingly organized. Was not expecting this. Okay, yep, you can see the seam where they patched in the new quarters. Looks like they riveted them on and then welded them in. Hopefully, I know there's a little bit of filler on the outside. Same thing over on that. It still has the original houndstooth mat in the rear. What is in here? Tackle box. Hey, another test light and some electrical things. Alright, let's see what's in the cooler. Hopefully it's not a severed head. Hey, weather stripping. And some tire foam. And a few other miscellaneous pieces of carpet and stuff. There's the visors. Yep, Bondo. Well, this is extremely clean in here. Very nice. There's a speaker. A few other bits and pieces, but man, overall, I am extremely impressed. Look at that, even the seal is in good shape. Must have put a new seal in it recently. That's awesome. Okay, well, this thing's been sitting in the dry desert sun, so I'm going to go around and just touch up a few things just to make them work better. Got some PB Blaster. It's probably going to spray back on me, isn't it? Oh, shit. Yep, sure did. Oh, God. Ugh. Hold on. There we go. Well, I want to put a little penetrating fluid down in these cylinders just because I want to lube up the rings. Don't want to cause any damage. So I'm going to put a little bit of that PB Blaster down each cylinder, even though the motor does turn over. Get on here. Well, I mean, there's oil on them. A little black, kind of carboned up. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, might have a little bit of a compression issue, a little bit of blow-by. Let me go through and take a look at all of them, and I'll show them to you if anything looks crazy. Well, here we go. Last but not least, cylinder number 1. She was definitely running rich, and a little bit of oil residue, not a whole lot. Really, the only one that looked wet was that first one that I pulled out. So if all of them are just rich and only one was kind of oily, I can deal with that. So I'm going to throw this one back in, let this sit for a little bit with that PB Blaster on there, take a look at a few other things. I actually noticed that, yep, that's right, she's got a chrome coil on her. That's got to add at least 10 horsepower. So, you know, pretty much doubles what this thing's actually putting out. So pretty good. Performance mods on here, plus those fun copper cone yellow 8mm spark plug wires there on the stock auto lights. Yeah, she's going to be a runner. Okay, up next in this process is going to take a look at the points, because, well, points are always going to be points. Ooh, nice and clean. I like that. Little dirty, but yeah, it looks like well, they're pretty worn down, but they might do the job at least to get a little bit of spark. If you can see that, I'll go ahead and clean them up. Kind of see what we're getting for gap and everything. Double check all that. So it looks like my vacuum advance is no longer hooked up, because the end of the vacuum tube is right there. I'm going to my vacuum advance, and I think this is the other end right here that's plugged coming out of the carburetor. So, oh well, don't need that right now. So let's get these points cleaned up. Hopefully that'll do the trick. It's one of those times I'm like, man, I wish I actually had a points file. Yeah, considerable wear on the cap, but that'll clean up enough too. One thing I hadn't thought to check yet was the brake fluid. And, oh, hey, we're good on brake fluid. Awesome. You know what, this thing might stand a chance. Cool. I don't know what this lever is for. It looks like a, I mean, if you can see that, it looks like a manual, I don't know, throttle, I guess. You can reach down there and pull on it and move the throttle or something. Oh, you know what? No, that's the dampener. That's the heat riser. That's what that is. Yeah, because the throttle linkage is up here. Let's take that air filter off and see. Okay, well, I'm going to start off by saying that the choke doesn't work. That's fine. She's a little stiff. That's alright, don't need that anyway. Yeah, the linkage moves, so that's a good thing. I went ahead and disconnected the fuel pump where it comes out of the tank because I don't want anything coming up out of there. When I pulled the fuel cap off, it smelled pretty gross. I don't want that stuff going inside the engine and sticking my valves. So I'll just run some fresh gas into her when it's time. Alright, well, we're seeing where we can get with the battery. It's a 2009 model, but been running it for a while. It's holding pretty steady, about 10.8 volts, so we'll see if it'll come back to life. There's a nut in the way. Think it might go. Oh yeah, here it comes. Here we go, day 2 working on this thing. I got the battery charged up slightly. It's not holding 12 volts, it's only holding just under 11, but hopefully that's enough to maybe get a little power to something. So I'm going to pop the hood, check continuity on a couple things, throw the battery in, and I want to start by trying to crank the motor over by hand all the way around, do at least one full revolution, just to make sure nothing's binding. Let's see, is this thing 15/16? Maybe. Where is it? What? Doesn't feel like a bolt. I have no idea. That's it. Doggone it. Okay, need my other hand. Okay, well, it definitely doesn't take a socket. I don't know if y'all can see what it is, because I can't. What does that look like? 3/8 drive? Heck, I don't know. Okay, we're gonna see what works here. I have a 3/8 drive and I have a 1/2 inch drive, and we'll see what fits in the front of the motor. If there's enough room, and of course there's not. I'm going Ooh, maybe. No, that doesn't seem to be going in. Boy, I wish I could see what that looked like. I don't know, it feels like it's just round. Well, I could put tension on the belt and just crank it over with a fan, I guess. I really don't want to have to do that way, but I don't know if I have much other options. Probably spun about 3/4 of the way around, and it's definitely making compression, at least on a couple cylinders. I can hear it relieving, building pressure and then relieving slightly. So that's a good sign. Better than a Buick motor over there that wouldn't make compression at all, I guess. Try hooking up the battery and kind of seeing what it'll do. Hopefully it don't start a fire. It's got a ballast resistor back there. It's not hooked up. I've never owned a Pontiac or a Mopar before that I had to mess with the ballast resistor. So after watching a short video, evidently one side comes off the coil pack and goes to the distributor. The other side goes to the ballast resistor, which, yeah, that must be that wire hanging down right there. Okay, quick continuity check showed I did have continuity across the resistor. It wasn't a lot of resistance, but it was not open, so I guess that's a good thing. So let's see about, I guess, slapping the battery in here. Okay, battery's hooked up. Nothing bad's happening yet. See, that headlight's really crooked. I'm guessing this thing must have had more of an electrical issue because the windshield wiper motor isn't hooked up. The other side of the ballast resistor wasn't hooked up. Oh, I haven't even looked to see if the starter was hooked up. Appears to be. And other than dirty, it looks like it's fairly hooked up correct, or close to correct. So let's get inside and turn the key. See what possibly could happen. Nothing yet. Like I said, the battery is low though. Hell, it might not even have a fuse in it. Oh, there we got a light on. Look at that. That's a good thing. I guess let's turn the key and see if it'll crank. I doubt it will with 10 volts, but you never know. Okay, hopefully y'all don't fall off there. That's about the only place I can put you can actually see anything. There we go. Hope it's in park. Yep, nothing. Like I suspected, not enough juice in the battery left. So, okay, I'm gonna have to come up with another solution for that. Probably onto a jumper pack or something. Battery charger hooked up, cranking 10 amps into the battery. See what we got here. Oh yeah, nice bright lights on the dash. It does have a start setting with 200 amps, so I guess if we're gonna crank it over, that'd be the way to do it. Yep, I guess we'll put it on that.
As soon as you turn the key, that hits it?
Yeah, should be able to crank it with that.
I'll watch this.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
It's pegged out.
Well, it's cranking slowly.
Hit it again, I'll see if it's turning.
Yeah, it's turning the motor.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yes.
Yep.
Very slowly.
Yeah.
It pegs out over 200 when you turn it.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's crank some 40 amps into the motor, or into the battery, and let it sit like that for a few minutes, see if it,
I wonder if it's got enough voltage to rush this should be.
This, yeah, the booster, or the battery charger should be providing the 12 volts for sure,
Yeah.
but 200 amps, I mean, I wonder if I pulled out the spark plugs, it would probably crank the motor over, but 200 amps might just not be enough to crank this motor over. All right, let's give it a shot. Fresh battery. Well, it's cranking over. I wonder if the battery leads, because I don't like those kind of leads on there. They don't make a good connection. So let me kind of mess with those battery terminals and see if we can get a better connection on those, just to make sure that we have good continuity.
So it's drawing.
Yeah, it's definitely drawing amps on there. I got it cranked up to 200. So yeah, let's see if it'll crank over better with this, and if it does, then I'll know it's either the battery or the terminals themselves. She cranks over well. Okay, I think it might just be a loose terminal, or because I don't really have them tightened down on the battery, so they might just be loose, but that's fine with me. All right, checking for spark. Anything?
No, not that I can see.
Okay.
Try again. No, I can't see none.
Okay. Can you see them opening?
Yeah, you're getting spark. Looks like spark there. Oh, do it again.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you got spark down there.
Great. Okay. Okay. Checking for spark. Take 2. You get spark?
I couldn't tell.
No.
Try it again. Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
Talking here.
Just a dribble. Tablespoon, yeah. Put a little 2-cycle down there just to make sure that it's lubricated. You can give it a good splash. Okay, yeah. Too much is the perfect amount. Ready to go? All right. Oh, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that thing's gonna fire up and run. Okay, let's put a little more gas in it. It'll fire up and run this time, a little more fuel in it. Let's go. Okay. What do they say on Vice Grip Garage? Bring the thunder! Oh. I think we flooded it. Man, it's so close. Okay, and a little more choke. Okay, she's a runner. Awesome. Okay, that is so cool. Make sure I turn that key off. Nope, I sure didn't. All right.
Nice.
Fantastic. Well, guess what? The Lemans lives again. Yep. There's all that 2-cycle. Yep. 2-cycle coming out. Ah, that is so cool. I don't know if it has brakes. I don't know if the transmission works, but she is a runner. That is fantastic. Okay, so now the next step is seeing if this thing will actually stop and or move under its own power. That is going to be after we rig up some sort of fuel system, because I don't want to pull anything out of the tank. It's probably gross. We're going to keep working, pushing forward, and show y'all what's going on from there. Well, now that she's a runner and an idler, I'm going to do a little spray can rebuild on the carburetor just to make sure that it runs and has the potential to idle a little bit better. I'm going to run an auxiliary little fuel tank off to the side here, see if the fuel pump will pull the fuel in and prime up that carburetor. But there it goes. I'm guessing there's a fuel filter inside here. Yep. Yeah, pretty clean. That's a plus. Heck, maybe actually clean this fuel filter and clean up this carburetor a little bit before we parked it. Oh, there's one of the, it's like the idle jet maybe on the back or the mixture screw. Alright, got the needle out, looks fairly clean. It was 2 1/4 turns out. Then run that back in. I'm going to go ahead and take this little fuel filter off the top here just to make sure that's cleaned out. Don't want this being the last thing that stops us. Yeah, it looks brand new actually. Doesn't hurt to make sure. I'll back flush it with a little carburetor brake cleaner and go from there. Can't blow through it, so heck yeah. Crap, I think it went that way. It just about wore the arrow off of it. Yep. Not to say that I really like it being up here on top, but you know. Gross. Get on there. Well, I gotta do something about this. I wouldn't even think about sitting in that seat because it is thick. Well, let me get it cleaned up and at least make it sittable. Boy, she cleaned up nice. Carpet came out good. I haven't got the back corner over there, I just can't reach it because I can't really get in that side, so everything was done from the front seat. But interior is nice and clean. Gotta do a little more work on the gauges. And I didn't realize the center console has blue stripes on it, which is super fancy. It does have the original radio. This is supposed to be turned gold metal, but obviously that is pretty much wore out. Would like to go back with that look though. I do like the rally style gauges and the wheel. I would actually like an original style wheel for this. Does this have tilt? No, it does not. Okay. That visor is kind of floppy. Oh, it's got an adjustment. Cool, I can tighten it up. Good. Headliner is nice, except for the back corners. But yeah, overall, not bad at all. Oh, by the way, check this out. That is pedal. I don't think I have to touch these brakes at all. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Alright, well, gotta wait for the neighbor to come over and move his trailer so I can back this sucker out. Whether I push it or drive it, we're gonna figure that out. Okay. Well, I plugged that blown out diaphragm on the choke, and that brought my idle down to where it's supposed to be. And it died. But I'm running just a temporary fuel tank there. And when it was running, I was actually getting 13.3 volts, so that means my charging system's working. That is awesome. That means this thing's gonna run and possibly drive. So I got the guy up here moving the trailer for me, and hopefully we can get this thing backed out. I don't think she's got enough guts to move herself yet. Heck, I might be out of gas now.
Oh, there's still some in there.
Okay.
Hit it.
That way, that way.
Back up that way.
Stop. There you go. you like us to pull you home, sir, with the golf cart?
Right.
You ready?
Yep, go for it. Okay, here we go. Now that she's had a proper bath with actual soap and a rag, that is pretty nice looking. Really brings out the hot pink. I'm not gonna lie. I have to do something about that blue trim because that's just killing me with the pink. Like the pink I can handle, the blue trim not so much. My front drinker side tire is going low again. I just aired it back up, so that one's definitely going to be a problem, but it's completely bald. Not much left to it. I do see a couple little bad spots in the paint. Right here, I got a little bit of a bubble, and a couple on the deck lid also. Yep. Yeah, she needs a little bit of wax and things of that nature. A couple polished areas. A few scratches right there on the fender. But overall, man, it's looking nice. Finishing up the paperwork for the deal, making sure this officially becomes my vehicle. Here's the back end. Yeah, with it wet, man, it looks really nice. The pinstripe is coming off in a few spots. These wheels, once again, are pretty much not savable because I don't like them, and the other side's really rusty from all the cat pee. Have to figure out how to get those locks off. Looks like I got 3 locking lug nuts I gotta try and remove if I can get all of them off. Anyway, but this should be good enough. Be clean enough to throw a cover on it while I'm gone until I'm able to come back and actually pick up the car and keep it protected. But she sure does look like a honey from this angle, doesn't she? Anyway, it should be pretty fun to drive. Alright, now that she's looking pretty, you gotta get her running pretty again. Still seems like I'm having a little problem with fuel delivery, like the bowls are running dry. So I'm gonna take the top of the carburetor off, and I want to pull off this fuel filter because it did seem a little restrictive when normally you can blow right through these, and this one had a little bit of back pressure. But I want to definitely check those floats and make sure that nothing's gummed up, because if it's gummy as the rest of the fuel is in this thing, that's going to be pretty nasty too. Let me get that apart, take a look at that float. Alright, came right loose, so hopefully the gasket doesn't tear. Looks like it's all sticking to the top, and I need to get this rod off of here. How's that attach? It's nice I can actually lean up against this thing without getting all grody now, since it's clean. Looks like I'm gonna have to pick up. Yeah, the bowl looks full. There we go. Okay, there's the top off of that. Doesn't look perfectly clean, but it's got fuel in it. Let's see. Yeah, it's not bad. Hey, guess what? Accelerator pump even works. Nice. It's yellow, but I mean, this is 2-cycle also. So let me get it down in there, take a look at it, and take a look at the float valve also. Make sure that is working. Judging off that, I'm really thinking it's the filter that's causing the issue. All right, here we go, ultimate test. Okay. See, it doesn't have a lot of travel. See, that's all the way down, and that's all the way up. Doesn't open real far. I don't know if it needs to open farther than that. Obviously, it's getting fuel into the bowl. Might try pulling it down just a skosh. Okay, now that I have a little better access to everything and got the car moved to a more reasonable spot, let's do a little bit of investigation. Like I said in the glove box earlier, got some extra air fresheners. Pontiac owner's manual, nice. 1964 for Lemans, Tempest, and Custom. Apparently this one doesn't cover the GTO. Looks like we got all the old registrations in here. Cool. And there's a spring, a fuse, and little chrome knobs for stuff. A couple of one of these hard drive memory cards for a computer, and corner pieces for trim. Nice. Pretty clean in the glove box overall. I like it. Thank goodness there's not a mouse nest in there. See, center console. I found out that it's the ignition key that works for the doors and for the glove box. And I'm guessing this one. But that one seems to be broken. Oh, here we go. Now that's what I call party hits. Alright. Sony compact disc player. That must be what that is right there. It's missing the faceplate. Maybe I can find the faceplate in here. A receipt. See, Powerade, 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 Powerade. Wow, Powerade, Powerade, more Powerade. $4 off mega event. Man, somebody must have had a coupon. They got, ooh, goodness, $124 worth of Powerade. Okay, somebody really likes their Powerade. What else is in here? Got a charging cord for a Verizon cell phone. Little piece of sanded paper, a couple pens, hardware, miscellaneous pieces. Ooh, certs. Anybody hungry? Breath mint. Okay, looks like that's loose. I gotta fix that and replace the latch on there. There we go. Leave that where it's at. Cool. That'll be all trash. It's so well hidden, I completely forgot to check the ashtray. Come on, $1 million. Aw, it's empty. Nice. Well, I think that's pretty much it. Never did look under the dash. There's a fuse panel, a few light bulbs, and of course, lots and lots of wiring hanging down, because that's what you do with a used car. Before you sell it, you pull all the wiring down and just make a mess of it. Well, unfortunately, this is how I have to leave her for the next couple months until I get a chance to come back and actually pick her up and drive cross-country somehow. But this should keep it protected, keep the dust off it, and protect that paint and beautiful interior. I want to thank you all for watching the video. Don't forget to hit that like button and comment if you so choose, and also hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. There will be future videos on this car when I get a chance to actually get it home in some form or another, whether it's trailered or driven. That would be awesome. But until then, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. God bless.
Whoa, close call.